had just finished writing this book. It's called Illuminati Toilets. Now, the United Nations, they have a holiday on November 19th called National Toilet Day. It's straight connected to Goal 6 of the 2030 Agenda. So water, sewers, feces, they're very, very important psychologically, and going back to the ancient days and the ancient gods of demons on the toilet that every single culture has agreed upon. Doesn't matter if you're Muslim, Jew, Christian, or whatever. There is a demon of the privy. Privy is the toilet, but it's also the privacy, it's the secrets. And the toilet information goes all the way back to Jordan Maxwell's research of etymology of the Cloaca Maxima of Rome, the system. The Cloaca Maxima was the system or the sewer. So getting our words like government system, financial system, educational system really ties back to the Roman sewer system, where people would poop and pee and it would go into the Tiberus River, which birthed Rome. That's where we get a lot of the ancient Roman stories. But this was not a fancy toilet that we have today with the Toto toilets and whatnot, where we're in the privacy in our porcelain throne. This was everyone pooping together and peeing, and they even collected a urine tax because of the ammonia in the urine. And there's a famous saying that money doesn't stink. And this was even written about in Adam Weishaupt, the founder of the Illuminati's book Lamp of Diogenes, which was translated by Paranoid American, where he brings up the famous urine tax, where Titus, Emperor Vespasian, I think his name is, son, was like, this is a disgusting tax to tax people's urine, but they would use the urine for the ammonia, for leathers and their togas and all that. And he pulled up a coin and put it under his nose and says, does it stink? And he's like, urine doesn't stink or something like that. Yeah, money doesn't smell, or, something like that. So I'm tying back in this book the technocratic agenda with the 1984 technologies of smart homes and the 2025 patent for the Illuminati smart toilet that was released on the 322 day of the year, the founder of the Illuminati's death. Tying it into Marshall McLuhan's work, right here we see Skibbity Toilet. That meme went viral. So there's this theory called toilet theory, where people are on their phone engaging in the global village of digital sacrifice, rituals of assassinations, and world events that happen on their porcelain thrones, on the toilet. But the same technologies are being revealed worldwide. During the Super Bowl, they had 4 different toilet commercials. During the Artemis rocket, that's 322 feet, that got launched into space, and the space toilet malfunctioned, and they needed a plumber on April 1st, the 33rd day of the Iran conflict. Coincidentally, Mario, the space plumber, movie was out where Mario was in space. This Mario, everyone knows Mario, The plumber was originally a carpenter. Is that what? Yeah, carpenter. And so this book dives into the early distant warning system of mimetic magic and art, preparing the old worlds of the new toilet technologies. So this toilet technology that was just revealed in 2025, at the same time Skibbity Toilet was going viral because this guy had a dream that Jesus visited him to deliver the world the brain rot of Skibbity Toilet and bless the world with it. This technology was being released at the same time, and this is the distant early warning system to prepare people for what's to come. And this toilet is like a 1984 toilet. It's a double-edged sword, where it could be good. It'll scan your anal print, give you a unique anal print code similar to the iris code that you'll get with the cryptocurrency of the world coin. And this will eventually turn into universal basic compute tokens for us to access the AI of the future. Not so much a universal basic high income that Elon Musk is pushing, but this utopian world of the Ready Player One, Steven Spielberg film, and also the acceleration movement of people like, I forget his name, where they're going to plug everybody into the Matrix, into the Ready Player One goggles as a humane way to take out the population, but keep them alive, charge as a battery. So this toilet scans the anal print, gives everybody a unique anal code, but then it could see your stool to see if you're healthy. So it sounds cool. It sees if I'm healthy, if I'm pregnant. But then there's that flip around of this data dump logging the logs that it could turn into very quickly. Whoever's controlling the TSA, the Toilet Safety Administration, what's going to happen in the 1984 society. So we dive into the technocrats in this and what this could turn into, how the toilets can take over the planet, but we also tied into Stanley Kubrick films. There's a bathroom scene in all the Stanley Kubrick films almost. You got the little boy in the bathroom right in front of a toilet, and this is where his mind gets possessed. Or in Eyes Wide Shut, you have Nicole Kidman on the toilet, and then Zig Ziglar bathroom scene, and then The Shining bathroom scene, and the Here's Johnny bathroom scene. So the symbolism of toilets, of flatulence, of all the dirty, damned, repressed topics, we dive deep into this book. This is what I'm passionate about right now. This is like what's on my filthy mind right now, is this excerpt.
Do you remember? I think wasn't too long ago where a video came out, or I think it was in China where they put a QR code in public restrooms where if people were going to take a number two in public restrooms, they had to scan it and then watch a bunch of ads in order for it to distribute out toilet paper to them.
That is so interesting. I'm writing it down now to put into the book. As the book is finished and people can access it on Patreon or YouTube membership, but I'm still going to be adding on to it for the documentary to release on National United Nations Toilet Day, November 19th. I did not know about that, but this ties in directly into the book Genuflect as well. I don't know if you ever heard of this book, but it goes into the smart building in London, which underneath it's a real building with a Mithraeum underneath it, but the alchemical piss and poo all being tracked and traced and going into different portals for alchemical type purposes. It is like a totalitarian toilet in a lot of ways, but they also did the anal swabs, and there's a lot of strange stuff. Even the lockdowns, the whole thing was about TP in the USA, and today we have TP USA. So there's like strange schizo connections for sure, but yeah, this is the great equalizer. It's what brings us all together.
Toilet paper USA, TP USA. That's wild.
Well, TP USA is funny, but TP is fairly a new invention. We would use sponges in the Cloaca Maxima and wipe the sponges, and even the kings and queens had a personal toilet handler. And this wasn't a bad position. This is one of the most powerful, feared positions, envied by society, because they were the closest to the kings and queens, studying their stool, wiping their butts, their royal arses with the sponge. So the sponge thing, the toilet paper, I think came out in 1850 or whatever. Even the idea of TPing a house, that stems from the ritual of tipping over like the outhouses. People used to do it back in the day. And we go into the information of the history of the TP for the Bungholio with Beavis and Butthead, who live in home 322, their address, and go over this Lake Titicaca, which has a portal, and they discovered underground ruins in 2000 in Lake Titicaca, where there's this gateway portal as well in the wall. So it's very fascinating topic, and of course it's going to be a fascinating topic because it's this suppressed, repressed topic that people talked about quite a bit actually in the ancient days. There's been demons of the privy, of the toilets, in all the cultures going back to ancient Acadia, Mesopotamia, of Solok, the demon of the toilet. And the Jews took that and ran with it with Bar Shar Panda or something like that, written in the Talmud, where you don't want to go to the bathroom and then have sex right after it because the kid will get epilepsy. And then the Christians as well carried on with it with Belphegor. Belphegor is the same ancient demon. So all the different cultures, even the Muslims, have a dua, they say, for the shaitan of the toilet. And so it's The Great Equalizer. It's been a fun book to research, but it's sounds funny, but it's also very serious and very occult and very alchemical, very occult. You have the pissing fountains, you got the shavambu, you got the urine therapy, you got so much crazy stuff. And now today there's this sickness of rat urine and rat poo trending.
What there hasn't been an outbreak of that hantavirus since 1993 in the United States, which is 33 years ago.
So 33 plays a big role with these world major events. I even talked to a scientist who I believe I'm the only channel who has shown this, that the code of the lockdowns, if you look at the code, it ends with 33 A's. Now, this is how my channel catapulted, was during the lockdowns, because I was showing everything with 33. The first guy, he was 33 years old. The 33 was all over the place. And now this happening at 33, and then even like in page 333 or something in a book, it talked about it. There's just so much stuff when it comes to the 33 in worldwide rituals. So that doesn't surprise me at all. I did see that. And did you see that X-Files? Courtney Turner shared something where there's an episode of the X-Files about this same sickness, and they blamed it on the aliens in that X-Files episode.